Yeah, hello everybody again. Yes, it's got to be a similar topic most of the time. The mess that the cowardly system of government by the arch-British traitor, scum of the earth, biggest liar of all time, Cameron, a real coward. He thinks he can sort it all out, yeah, by having sniffer dogs, yeah, while we are being invaded by a huge amount of supporters of ISIL, whose one objective is to kill the Jews. Always Jews blamed for everything. Well, I'm sick of hearing it all. We're going to form an army in Norfolk. Yes, we are going to secede from the corrupt UK, and we will use our fists if we have to fight the corrupt system of filth and degradation to which this Cameron has led us to. But now we are all in danger. You don't know when it's going to happen. I'm based in Dis. There's a few people in Dis who need their ass kicked. Parasites, like the usual cowardly lawyers. They're all parasites, they're just time wasters. Yeah, there's them, but not all of them, but 99%. And of course there are the others who do no work, parasites, who take from the economy of those who do physical work and production, like estate agents in a small way, yeah, maybe some of them, not all, there's some good ones. And accountants, you need somebody to add 2 and 2. We will also, in Norfolk, we will have our own law. One law, do unto others as you would be done unto. Anybody can argue with that? No, but you say there isn't one lawyer who understands that is the only justice. They're too thick. They've been well educated, they may have a few degrees, I don't think one has got any intelligence. They're too stupid, they don't know what life's about either. They've learned a lot of long words, but they need a good smack in the teeth to put them right in the real life. And then, excuse me one sec, a little red wine. Keep me going. First of all, there's this gigantic assault, which Hitler couldn't do. We're doing his job for him. It is again the whole EU is anti-Semitic, and especially Germans, who are practically the whole of the EU. The EU can never work anyway because you can't mix oil and vinegar. Anybody know how you can mix oil and vinegar and stay united? No. By that I mean Germany, and that's the vinegar part, quite strong actually, and Italy. They'll never mix. You can't mix the Latin and the Nordic. It's an impossibility. So it brings me to one thing: you cannot mix Muslims with British people, English people. It is an impossibility in nature. And yet that scum Cameron, who is anti-Semitic by kowtowing to the Muslims in this country, creating more trouble, he needs his teeth knocked out. It's going to happen sometime. But I don't believe in having people like him killed too quick death anyway. I want him to suffer as an example. We will control Norfolk once everybody realizes that. When we get hold of things, we will. With little, if any, bureaucracy, which is the key to it all. Bureaucracy is the root of failure, because every one of them is a little Hitler. And the system we have now in the local council, all that scum sitting at desk, working out how many children they're going to rape. Yeah, that's what they've been up to, isn't it? Your day's coming not from the forces here, but from this, from the people who've had enough of it all. And we're not going to put up with it anymore. And I have seen the evil of life. When my father came out of Dachau, and if he was around now, he'd have gangs of supporters of it was going around, yes, probably killing all those who created it, all the scum bureaucrats, all the scum working for the government who do no work. There's some working for the government who do work here, like a fireman, they get half what they should get. Train drivers, should get more. All those who do physical work, but nothing from the parasites who create trouble with words they don't even understand. Now, I've just got a little list, but I'm going to speak in a few weeks' time about a project of how we get power in Norfolk, how we see that ordinary self-employed people, instead of getting £10 an hour, get £20 an hour, because everybody will work. We won't be like we are now in this UK, this vermin UK, run by this vermin Cameron and all that scum. We will not be having one person working to keep 5 others in cushy jobs sitting at desks lying. No, we will not. And the unions, you better listen as well, because we won't be afraid to defend ourselves with our fists out, and we will do so. Remember, you hurt one of us, we will hurt hundreds of you, and more. Now, after the Second World War, but I'm coming to, because a revolution is now necessary as quickly as ever we can get together with a leader who's ruthless. Have no pity on the scum who created it. A revolution which will not be with words, and we want to get together and create one quickly, and what will they do? They can send the army and a few police after us, but nearly all of them are ordinary people. They'll see what happened in the Russian Revolution. We won't be as soft with them either. And we will protect the most important people of ability, kindness to the most important people of all, never being recognized. Who is it? The Jewish race, who have a religion which is there to help each other, not to destroy each other as we have in the West here. Christianity, Jesus Christ never been a good bloke yet, but he would never allow the stupidity that arises now. Now, the corrupt UK began getting corrupted just after the war, and it was decided after the excesses of the Nazis, and I am an expert on that, and I will not even put up with one non-conformist idiot who says that the Jews have made it all up. Let me see where they are. They'll get a punch on the nose, because nearly all my family were murdered in concentration camps, arrested by the Gestapo, tortured and so on. My mother, yes, shot by the Gestapo, but you can see how it all finished up. Look up on the internet, Johnny Hopper in Dachau. You'll get an overview of why I am like I am now, and I will not put up with any more lies, filth, dishonesty from the supermarket side. Yes, I'm going to come to them as well. Destroying British industry right through. We will revitalize it in Norfolk. Everything will be produced in Norfolk. Everything from food to clothing to furniture to cookers, so that we don't import them. Yes, we will have our own currency, and yes, we will have the people to produce it, who are known as, excuse me one sec, as the providers of what we need, the currency we need to produce what we need, so that those who've got money, we will have a different system. a different system yet. At the moment we have a system based on lies, known as the law, mostly run by absolute arsehole MPs, yes, well educated, a lot of them at Eton. What does that mean? It means they understand nothing about life whatever. They've never struggled, they've never worked, they think they're better than everybody else. We'll give them better than everybody else, because the people who will judge will be guides to the truth. They will be ordinary people who are mostly poor and therefore understand what's needed. Those who are rich couldn't care less about anybody else, except the Jews, who by their nature and by what they taught in their religion, Judaism, they're taught from when they're young children to help each other. That is their law. Yes, and they were prevented, I've said this before, prevented from owning land or business. So they lent money which they were allowed to. They made a great success of that, and that's why now they control most of the money in the world, but they will be able to do what they want with it in Norfolk and produce, because eventually owning money, which is money, is nothing without production to back it. Whether it's cookers, cars, airplanes, whatever. But what I want to say is that I will speak for a long time when I bring to you what will be a manifesto. I think that's what we call in English. I speak a few languages and sometimes the pronunciation is a bit difficult, but there it is. I will have a manifesto to explain to you that ordinary people, their income will be at least double what it is now in this corrupt system which they say is increasing. It's increasing nothing. Wages now for ordinary people is 30% less than it was 8 years ago. What lies from Cameron. Lies, 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 lies. And he'll pay for his lies. Yes, I keep saying the trivialities they make every day in the media, trivial media, nothing serious. But some of them are beginning to realize that the country is run by traitors. Even the Daily Mail, who's totally biased in favor of the Conservative. Conservative, what are they conserving? They're giving the country away. Labour are just the same. They're all absolute criminal liars who've never done, not one of them have ever done the work in their life. They've sat at desk. They've learned a lot of long words and a lot of lies. Not one of them have ever used their hands to produce, to get up at 6 in the morning, work at 10 out there and worry about it like the milk producers now. They should get, I don't know, at least a pint or pound a litre if it has to be. But now they're getting about 40 pence. It's an attempt by cowardice Conservatives to break these people, because they're mostly small producers. Big producers, yes, they're all right. Yes, they're like the Conservative Party, because all the money comes to them when they bankrupt their competitors. It's the same all round, the way the things are mismanaged. Not one of them can run a welfare, and one of them could get the loyalty of ordinary workers who struggle from morning till night. And we'll put a stop to the entry of illegal immigrants. Everyone, just stop it, and that's it. And what the hell do the EU think they're going to do about it? If they want a smack in the teeth, they're going to get one. Because we believe in force. Nature is built on force, not on empty words like this stupid system which has brought this country to its knees. And after the war, it was decided, because of the absolutely criminal attitude of the Nazis, they punished those who were not guilty. All my family, and a lot more. No, I am not Jewish. I know a lot about them, and I respect what they are. I salute their ability, their courage. But let me say one thing. After the war, it was decided by all these effing sparrow-brained idiots, all of them. I'm afraid even Churchill fell to that temptation. Just think, because Hitler and the Nazis used brutal force against those who were not guilty, we must now never use force against anybody. What a bloody stupid article of idiocy ever came out of the brains of the supposedly people who knew better. So people who committed crime, even murder, the worst that could happen to them, they knew. They spent a few days in a five-star hotel and then they were paid to go out. That's how it got. That's an exaggeration, but that's how it, so that all those who were punished only were the victims. We will turn that round absolutely. And we will do it with this and this and this and more. Because we will never allow ordinary people, the best people in the world, who can join us and will join us and need to join us quickly to have a better future. We need to strangle all the scum lies that have come from the Houses of Parliament, whatsoever, a talking shop of liars who have the audacity to lie to the people and then get paid for it. They have the audacity, yeah. Worse than that, they are criminals. And they will be punished, but it won't be with words, because our objective is to have a complete order now in order to stop what is absolutely going to happen. If we don't do it peacefully now, what's going to happen is obvious. It will start in a little area and spread like wildfire. And the descendants of Boudica are now more barbaric than they were 2,000 years ago. They will pull the heads off of all these public school-educated idiots who are running the country and have no clue at all of how to run a Welsh school. Nor have the supermarkets. All they can do is try. They leave the big producers alone. They don't say boo to them, but all the small producers are being squeezed and squeezed until nothing produces, and then what will happen? Then you pay 3 times what you have been paying. But now the revolution is very quickly to be underway, and we will do our best to have stability and peace and success. And we will be able to run it 10 times as efficiently. We won't have cowardly political correctness. That will be the major crime. Simply because they were the methods that history used to persuade the Germans that the Jews were really loved by the Germans, to persuade the Germans to hate them. Lies, lies, lies. Everything to do with political correctness, like encouraging the police to support those who rape young girls, rob them and all that. Everything, they will be, when we have control, they will live in dread, because they will be punished, and it will never be with words. What I want you to do now, I'm speaking on my own, I haven't got an office, I haven't got huge resources, but I want some of you to do, young people especially, who need it more than anybody, always left out, young people. I want you to organize a meeting in Norwich. Let me know and I'll come and speak, and then we'll go from there and really get on without wasting time, because time is our greatest enemy. The law, the lawyers and all that crap and all the useless parasites are time wasters, and time is something which is limited. With all the money in the world, we can increase our life by another half an hour. So you can see how important time is to get everything done. Not today, not tomorrow, but yesterday. That's going to be philosophy. And let me tell you, that's the philosophy of the Jews. They never waste time. Marvelous people, they are kind, and above all, their greatest success is because They've always helped each other. The rich have helped the poor. And not only that, either they've helped each other because of their religion, whereas the religion here teaches you the most bloody stupid thing of all, that it's great to be poor. It's miserable to be poor. And the Jews recognize that. And what they call tzedakah, help each other, be just to each other. But in England now it's be unjust. Only those who go to court and who've got lots of money can win. But I'm afraid the people have had enough. And very soon, unless something is done, it will explode in a vengeful system of killing, blood, everywhere. And the other thing is, I want to speak about Islamophobia. I want to speak about the Jews. I want to speak about employment. I want to speak how the country is being destroyed. I want to speak about political correctness. I want to speak about everything that affects the lives of ordinary people who can do better, will do better, need to do better, and merit it above all things. We are at the moment being invaded by foreigners. Here, let's use a correct word. We are being invaded by North Africans whose country was, why are they leaving their country? Because the first thing that Cameron gave orders that Libya should be bombed and destroyed. And look what they've left. They've left mayhem. A country completely destroyed which had the highest standard of living in the world. And same with Iraq. Look at Blair, paid for murdering millions of people. No, I don't think he should be killed, nor Brown, but they must be punished, and punished physically. And know that it's a dread they have from day to day till they plead and admit their crime. Well, I know I've spoken for a little while now. Maybe I'm boring you, but remember, after 1945, the path to destruction was decided. We decided no crime could ever be punished, because Hitler punished those who weren't guilty. So we will not punish those who are guilty. After this bloody idiocy of the worst kind, look what it's done to the country. Now, if a few of you are strong enough and not wimps, I know a lot of wimps who listen to what I say, but they won't do anything cowardly. Yeah, plenty of those. But amongst those are great brains, great tough people who want a better life and can have. And I want you to organize a meeting, and I'll come and speak. And when I've spoken, you'll see the righteousness of our cause. And I hope as many Jews as possible come, because I have decided now, with my experience and knowledge of what's happened to me. You read about my father, you'll see something that brings tears to your eyes about Jews as well. Never, never believe the nonsense about the Holocaust, they call it. It happened, whether it was 6 million, 5 million, 4 million, whatever it was, even if it was 100,000, why should they be killed because they're Jews? Because everybody else is jealous of them. We will put an end to that. Well, thanks for listening to me. I hope I've got that attention. It makes me difficult to speak a bit, but I shall come back. All the best. Bye-bye for the time being.